Reggie's mind, there was no bigger platform. This was his mission in life. He wanted Indiana to beat the Knicks.
They knew the Pacers weren't good enough to beat them that year, but they saw that the Pacers were coming. And that was when the rivalry really started.
Go Pacers! Go Pacers! There's also this undercurrent that basketball started in Indiana, not New York. You know, these Indiana people were very proud of their basketball heritage, and as proud as the New Yorkers.
Indiana took great pride in believing that they had the purest form of basketball. You made all the fundamental plays. You were a good shooter.
The jump shot is king.
Every little town in the state of Indiana had a basketball team. In tournament time, those little towns, they closed up. The barber shop wasn't open, the drugstore closed, everything closed because those fans went to wherever the ball game was. New Yorkers thought Indiana was just a great big cornfield.
Well, we were called India No Place. We were the cornfield with lights.
Say, and that gets to people in Indiana. So we get a lot of pleasure out of beating New York.
People love when any team from New York loses. New York City is the mecca of basketball. This is schoolyards, and from the schoolyards come the legends, and we're arrogant.
Not the greatest courts, no nets, wind blowing, cold temperatures. None of us could shoot, but everybody could drive and handle the ball.
Well, you know, New Yorkers have a certain cockiness, a certain type of arrogance.
Nick, arrogant, cocky.
There was definitely a resentment around the country to New Yorkers. New Yorkers have a feeling that just past the Hudson River is the wastelands or something.
You know, they have their baskets in their barn house. You know, they're playing on dirt. Why are we Hicks? Why do we have to be the Hicks? You know?
We used to call it Nap City. Probably still is called Nap City because most players, when they get there, they do go to sleep and wait for the game.
Indiana also has the largest crowd to ever witness a high school basketball game. 41,000 showed up to watch Damon Bailey and his team win the state championship. So the Pacers kind of became our high school team gone pro.
The Pacers were the ABA. They won 3 championships, but they are not appreciated, they are not given the respect for what they did in that league.
We couldn't get that national notice because your New York media were certainly preoccupied with the NBA.
It was country life versus city life.
Matt Holman, Claire B., Red Holzman, Wooden, Knight, Gene Cady.
It was the country grassroots game versus the city game.
Rick Mount, Alford, Damon Bailey.
Frank McGuire, Larry Brown, Red Auerbach.
It was small-town Midwestern values versus East Coast big city stuff.
Larry Bird, Mel Daniels, Oscar Robertson, Mel Gibson, Woody Allen, Alec Baldwin, Trump.
But neither team had won a championship since 1973.